Hello and welcome to YouTube Prime. I'm Hugh and this is Francesca Summers. So on the last episode I had a go at fighting Godric and decided I wasn't in the mood for fighting any more bosses, at least perfecting them. So I thought I'd do some exploring. So that's what I did mostly in this episode. So the first thing I did, I've been given a tip by a friend that this Baldachin's Blessing that you get from hugging Fear actually debuffs you while you carry it. So the best thing to do is use it, because I was never going to use it anyway, so I was always going to have it on me. So I used it, decided to take on these demi-humans, and as you can see, when it faded, my health went back up. So it was about a 5% decrease the debuff gives you in your health, so I thought I'd get rid of that. Next, I thought I'd check out the Waypoint Ruins. They're just to the east of Agiel Lake. And while I was here, I decided to look at this item I hadn't looked at the description of earlier. So owl eggs that will never hatch. Material used for crafting items. Prized as a symbol of the most sublime slumber. Just thought I'd check it out while I was at it. Found these Miranda flowers. So some smaller ones. But also located one that was slightly bigger. Oh, there it is. Okay. And discovered that it calls down beams of light from heaven or something. That's a pretty cool looking attack. I was thinking, maybe I need that attack. So yeah, focus my attention on these guys. Particularly the big one in the middle, because I thought it's important to get rid of him. So this is how that went. Once these guys were dealt with, I had a little bit more of an explore around the ruins to see what I could find. I found some Miranda powder from the big one, which is pollen from man-eating Miranda flower, material used for crafting items. Throughout history, perfumes have prized this extremely fragrant form of Miranda pollen, not yet scattered into the air. Interesting. Decided to call Taran out to help me with one particular item. Wanted to go to the top of the ruins and see if there was anything in particular up there. Not to ruin fragments, of course, as always. And an item just down here. What is it? Trina's Lily. Awesome. I also noticed there seems to be a little bit of a staircase going down to the left there. So I thought I'd check that out and see what else I could find. Maybe a random chest? Oh, wait. There's a boss. So I girded my loins and I headed in. I wonder what awaits me beyond this fog. Oh, it's a mad pumpkin head. Okay, that makes sense. Notice that he had some sort of a morning star mace, which did a lot of bleed damage, which I learned pretty quickly. I tried to use guard counter on him, but he kept swinging too much. I really couldn't get it in. So something maybe a bit different next time. Yes, I definitely spawned at the Stake of America, not going back to the last Site of Grace. So headed back in for round 2. Monster ahead. Yeah, I got that. grabbed my runes, dodged his attack, and went at him. Whoop! Managed to get me with that one. I noticed at this point that I was doing a lot of damage to him, so he was one of the weaker foes. I guess one of those ones that does a lot of damage to you, you do a lot of damage to them, which I don't really mind, because you just have to dodge them a few times, get a few hits in, and they're dead. I also noticed he seems to be guarding something, because there's a yellow fog wall on both sides, where it came in and on the other side of the room. There we go. Enemy felled. After a bit of leveling, I decided to check out what was beyond that door on the other side of this room. Oh look, it's an NPC. That's a pretty cool looking room.
Tarnished, are we? No wonder you should turn up here. I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I want to learn sorcery, of course.
A yen for glintstone sorceries. I dare say your proclivities are far from ideal. Oh well, perhaps nurture will defy nature, with a bit of luck. But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Rea Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me?
Yeah, I'll still learn from you.
Well, you are a piece of work. Very well. You are now my protege in glintstone sorcery. But I refuse to coddle, or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievances, young apprentice. Is that a scroll? Takes me back to my academy days. Very well. This is sorcery with which I'm not entirely unfamiliar. I'll be sure to incorporate it into one of your lessons. Never lose that inquisitive spirit, my apprentice. Young apprentice, you are a tadpole when it comes to magic. Infantile. Without the legs to walk. So, to become a sorcerer, first, you must face your ignorance. Now, shall we start learning?
So while here, I decided to buy the Scholar's Armament to make my weapon sort of covered in magic. I decided there wasn't much point with the other sorceries as I didn't have enough intelligence to really make them effective. But I thought that one I didn't need too much intelligence and it might add a little bit more damage to my weapon. I also read a message that said it was time for rolling, so sorry about that. Okay, next I decided I wanted to take on this caravan to see if they had any loot that I could gain from them. Started out by taking some of the smaller guards out and then thought, okay, I need to make it stop, so I need to take out these trolls. But then realized that they were heading toward other guards anyway, so I thought I needed to get rid of them before I took on the trolls full on. And this little guy seemed to get the better of me. And to let him hurt me like that. Anyway, he'll pay for it soon enough. First I need to get rid of his friends. He's still whapping me. Alright, but he's dead now. So then, I enchanted my weapon. And I took on the trolls. Which one first? Okay, time for looting. So on these guys, mostly just found rare fruits and rune fragments. Put it in the back. Ooh, there's a chest. What's in here? Yeah, it's a great axe. So a cool heavy weapon, but too much for me to be able to handle at the moment. So we moved on. I noticed there was a cave. So on the map, I noticed a cave at the top of Agiel Lake. So I wanted to check that out. But on the way, this big old crab managed to surprise me by coming out of the water. But I still made short work of him. So I followed it back and headed into the cave. Whereupon I discovered... What does it say? Cave ahead. Thank you, that's a useful note. I even applauded it. Discovered Limgrave tunnels. So it seemed like this was some sort of a mine. Headed down on this left and found a site of grace. After making sure the site of grace was active, I headed in to the tunnel. Hearing some mining going on, I thought I'd have very similar enemies to the ones I'd faced in the mine earlier. Possibly a little bit weaker because this, I'm sure, is in an earlier game area than the other one I ended up in. I discovered there were smithing stones on the wall. So if those respawn, this would be a really good farming place for leveling up new weapons. I expected this guy to have loads of items on it. It reminded me a lot of Demon Souls at this point, where you have some of the miners working with bags on their back. That's why I did a double take there. But no, he didn't drop any items. Anything else around here? Oh, there's a guy working down there. So let's go and deal with him, see if he drops an item. No, he didn't drop anything, but he was guarding a smithing stone. Ooh, 2 ways to go. Which way do I start? Okay, I noticed that guy there. Probably wouldn't have if he hadn't had a light attached to him. I'm sure he would have jumped out at me. Oh, and a rat. I wasn't expecting rats down here for some reason. There we go, a nice little guard counter. Dealt with them easily. What does the message say? Beware of left. Yeah, I'd already dealt with him. It was a good thing I had, actually, because it sounds like he might have come out at you afterwards. This is me trying to decide which way to start going. Good thing I went here first, because it's just this little room with an item and another smithing stone. I never complain about those. Make your weapon stronger. So I then decided to head the other way. I've already been that way. Ooh, another lift. Where does this go? While riding this lift down, I noticed that there was a ledge that I could have jumped off onto. So I thought, why not check that out first? To be honest, I probably should have checked it out last. Or afterwards. But anyway. And this is me forgetting which side the ledge was on. So I rode the lift back down. And this time, I jumped off. Forgetting, of course, I could jump. There's a stake of marker there as well, so... What does that mean? Which one first? You'll do. Oh, well, that first slice didn't make contact. What about this guy over here? What's he guarding? No, don't hit me with your pickaxe. Let me stab you in the back instead. Didn't expect ladder. I mean, it's not wrong, there is a ladder there. At this point, I decided to check out my messages to see which ones had done the best. And I found a glintstone scrap. I'd found a few of those before, but I decided I wanted to have a look at what it does. So break the gem, use FP to produce a magic bolt. Interesting, so why not equip it? And we'll give it a go. See what it actually does. I only have 5, so I don't want to use many. But I thought magic might be quite useful on these miners. Especially if that was how it worked. If it works the same as it did in Demon Souls. Oh, he got me with his fire at the end there. But I finished him off. The glintstone scraps make do a lot of damage, but it's a little bit frustrating that they didn't quite finish him off. I got an explosive stone clump, which I assume is the miner's version of fire bombs. Or the flame pots, or whatever they're called in this game. After killing this guy, I discovered that there was another lift to go down. So I headed on down. See what I could see. And what did I see? Apparently the back of the cave first. But also, big old set of doors. Actually very similar to a set of doors in Neo 2 as well. So, made me think there's probably a boss behind it. In Neo 2 there was a boss behind it as well. But, let's just double check that I haven't missed anything here. Another smithing stone, again, always useful. And in we go. Wonder what big old boss baddie's in here. Oh yeah, I've seen this from clips. Stone Digger Troll. Okay, so I guess he's pretty much the same as any other troll. Just a little bit more stony looking. It does freak me out a bit that they don't seem to have any room for internal organs. He seemed a little bit mad about something. The thing that gets me the most with the trolls is the fact that they've got quite a wind up on most of their attacks, except even with the wind up on that one, he's managed to get me. But their feet stomps are really quick. I don't know how I managed to dodge through all of those because his aim was impeccable. Yeah, see, like that one is so quick. He went from not doing anything to stomping on my head instantly. But I was doing a lot of damage again. This boss was probably designed for me to be here a little bit sooner. Ooh, I'm getting squished again. And one more hit. There we go. Right, for killing him, I managed to get a raw medallion. I did it. Oh, I did it. Well done. So I wanted to check out what the raw medallion does. So it enhances roars and breath attacks. So decided not to look into that further because I don't have any roars or breath attacks, of course. Now there was an area of the mine that I hadn't done yet. So before heading back to the entrance, I thought I'd go off and do that. So to get to here, I'd jumped off a lift onto a ledge, if you remember. So this time I wanted to go back to that lift, but ride it all the way down and see what I can get. Also wanted to have a look here to see if there's anything that I had missed, any extra items that I could get. Oh look, that there is. Oops, they jumped off the edge then. Grab this item, what's it gonna be? It's a golden rune. I mean, again, I'm not gonna complain of runes, but it seems a little bit harsh for it to be a somber smithing stone. I'm guessing that's gonna be like Twinkling Titanite from Dark Souls 3. So like special weapons, that's how you level them up. Right, so round back to this other lift. So yeah, this was the ledge that I had jumped off onto. So I found a way to make my way down to the bottom. And then had a little bit of an explore around here. So what have we got? Oh, there's a dog in there. What's he eating? And me still getting used to the controls of switching from two-handed to one-handed. So much simpler in Dark Souls 3, of course, because all you do is you press triangle. I mean, that's the case for all the Dark Souls games. Come on, I dealt with your doggies. I think you should go to sleep now as well. Whoop. Got me a critical hit in there. Meanwhile, his friend over there is still just mining away. Not for long. Oh, I did missed with that first one again. He's like, how dare you disturb my mining. Okay, smithing stone. Standard. Still not gonna complain. And another one over here. Awesome. All smithing stone 1 though. Be nice if I could find a cave with a bunch of smithing stone 2s and 3s. And headed back into the boss room where this little light sent me back to the entrance. So that's Limgrave Tunnels done. On to the next adventure. Heading northeast from Lake Egil, it funnels into a canyon, so I thought I'd give that a look, see what I can find down there. First thing I found were these hanging skeletons, which dropped down to attack me. As I discovered earlier, if you attack them while they're glowing on the ground, they won't get up a second time. Picked up some fire grease and took on these other two. A dragonfly managed to get in the way of my sword as well there. Riding further in. Found a couple more skeletons. A little spearman, which I dealt with quickly. And a crossbowman. Yep. Managed to miss him on that second swing. Okay. What else can we see? Riding further into the canyon, the weather started to clear up a little bit. Ah, there comes the sun. Now, that wasn't me getting off torrent, so at this point I'm like, what's happening? Why did it make me get off torrent? Oh, I've been invaded. Not by a person, by an NPC. Bloody Finger Nereus. Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. It's my first invasion in this game. Invasion in inverted commas, of course. Oh, those knives of his, just, they build up bleed damage, and they do quite a bit of damage while they're at it. So I was definitely winning at this point until he healed up. I guess it's only fair, really. Gravitas managed to do a little bit of damage, but look at that blood loss. Oh, I got a Bloody Finger Hunter coming to help me, but it was a little bit too late. So I jumped back in. I've got you this time. I'm not going to let you kill me again. Enchant my weapon and charged in. What is he attacking? I'm all the way back here. Let's use some jump attacks. I missed him on that one. Oh no. Right. I need to really finish him off before he has a chance to heal. Okay, the Hunter Yura has been summoned. Is he gonna help me this time? I don't need his help. So, Bloody Finger Nereus has been defeated. I got his weapon, Reduvia, and I also got an item that allows me to see summon signs. Ah, so here's Yura.
To have fought Nereus and lived. You must have seen your share of battle. I am Yura, as you might recall. Hunter of bloody fingers, tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots, who stalk their own. You stay the path. You're certain to face more of them. Just remember, no kinship with their ilk remains. Their madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again. If fate permits.
I decided then to continue deeper into the canyon. Found one of these blobs waiting. To be fair, the beach I found them on, they were also next to some skeletons, so maybe there's a connection there. I guess they are made up of slime blobs full of bone. I thought this is the perfect enemy to use a guard counter on. Because I can just take the hit on my shield and do a whole lot of damage in return. Be wary of enemy. Okay, so there's something up ahead. What could it be? Oh, there's an item there. Oh, it's skeletons again. Well, let's see if we can take some of them out before they get up. Oh. And you're dead. Oh, I got stabbed from the back there. Come on, leave me alone. I'm just killing your friends. There's no harm in that, right? Be skeletons have friends. One more blob to use my god counterattack sound. Apparently got a little bit bored and threw in an extra attack there, but actually that worked pretty well. Ran out of stamina though, so had to rethink my strategy. Bam bam. And he's dead. Right, so I wonder what that item was on top of the rock. What is it? It is Poison Bloom. Cool. Oh, another skeleton. Where did these guys come from? Surprised they didn't get activated when I was fighting the other ones earlier. Easily dealt with, and another flask of Crimson Tears back. Decided to see what the spring or whatever it's called, I still can't remember what they're called, would do if I wasn't on torrent. Nothing at all, it turns out. So I decided not to go much deeper into the canyon, just because it was off the map and I just wanted to explore what was on the map for the time being. Really, I should have kept going. I probably will soon enough. Instead, I decided to enter this cave that I had noticed halfway up along the canyon. Murkwater Cave. Just inside, I found a Site of Grace, which I promptly activated. Heading deeper in, I found some cave moss and a summoning pool. A little clearing with an enemy with glowing eyes. So I gather that the enemies with glowing eyes drop double the souls that they usually would. Oh, what? Who's ringing that bell? Jeez, now all the enemies are coming. I thought I was supposed to be being sneaky in here. They just keep coming as well. For God's sake. Really have to focus on this. They're gonna get the better of me if I let them. Right, so let's back up. Run away! Okay, right, I can actually see out here. I was struggling to see in the darkness. Still getting better of me though. There we go. Dealt with. And done. I honestly don't know where that ringing came from. Took my torch out and I saw it. So they got little trap chimes up, so when you walk through them, you set them off. Oh well, I guess I need to be a little bit more stealthy next time. Alright, I wonder what else is in this cave. So I can go left or I can go right. Which way do I go first? Let's see what's on the right. Sneaky, sneak, sneak. Be wary of what? Lots more cave moss. Why is it always laggedly sword? Ah, Traitor. Hang on. This is a boss though. It couldn't be, could it? It's not who I think it is, surely. Let there be friendship. It has to be. Well, we'll find out soon enough, but I still have to the left to go first. There's a treasure chest down here. I wonder what's inside. A mushroom. 5 mushrooms. Seriously? A treasure chest with 5 mushrooms. What did this message say? No treasure chest ahead. In short, let there be suffering. I applauded that. Because mushrooms in a treasure chest? Come on. Why? What's the point? I guess it's a joke. I would have had to take on all those guys if I hadn't alerted them sooner just to get to the treasure chest. Anyway. Let's head through here. Enchant my weapon. And we'll head in. I reckon I know who this is gonna be. Is he here? I was blocked in by a fog gate. There must be somebody here or something. Well, I guess I'll check out the treasure chest. What's inside? Ooh, I recognize that voice. Hey, yes, it's Patches. I figured he'd be in this game. Go on then, Patches. You don't really come out of the gate quite so aggressive. By the way, was that you in Stormvale Castle? Somebody locked the door behind me. That's a cool little move he has. When you go to stab him in the back, he kicks you instead. That'd be a cool little defense for PvP. Surrender, do you? Okay. I'll play your game, Patches. Hey! We got some golden runes and a new Grovel for Mercy emote, or gesture, I should say. Oh, well, let's have a chat with him. See what he has to say.
Well, what do you know? You're tarnished like me.
Yeah, that I am.
I took you for a demi-human or some such.
Yeah, sure. Sure you did.
Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
Sure, I'll forgive you. Why not?
Just what I like about you. I'm Patches. Patches
The untethered, hey?
Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. And they're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly,
He's leading some bandits, eh?
bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I'll buy stuff from you if you want to sell it.
Come next time.
Alright, well, I'll be back soon enough, don't you worry.
I'll be ready to wheel and deal.
See what you've
Come
got
next
in
time.
store. Alright, well, yeah, I had an inkling that Patches might be in this game, and I'm glad he is. He wasn't in the last From Software game, Sekiro, but I guess that was a very different type of game, really. So glad to see he's made his return. Decided to take what was in the chest anyway, now that we're friends. That's what friends do, right? Popped on the cloth trousers, gave me a little bit more protection than what I was wearing, but still aren't too heavy. And then I headed out. So yeah, it's been a productive episode. I've done a bit of exploring, but I'll see you next time. So bye from me, and bye from Francesca Summers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.